So it's a First Amendment protected freedom of speech right. I'm on public property.
No, I'm just asking you a question. That's all. I just want to know. Did you go on daily vehicles?
I'm going to apply my Fifth Amendment rights, and I don't have to answer that question. Liberties to sit here and enjoy my public space.
I got you. Hey man, what's your name? First name?
I'm not going to give you my name because I haven't committed a crime.
Okay. It is uncommon for this area.
You will be kicked out.
Sir, this is harassment. You can't kick me off of public property.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. It's opening yourself to criminal charges. What you're doing right now is criminal.
No.
Yes, it is.
You know what intimidation is?
Yes, I do. Two people standing over me that have weapons and are telling me what I'm doing is illegal when it's not.
Today's video comes from Blind Hunting Agency, and it was filmed on August 10th, 2024. And it features the Westfield Police Department out of Westfield, Indiana. I find this video very disgusting and extremely interesting. Imagine you live in a really nice community, expensive car, big houses, and big paying jobs. You leave your nice big house and you're driving in your expensive car when you stop at a light. And then you look out your window and you see vermin. Someone who's homeless. Someone who doesn't have the big bank account, the big house, or the expensive car. That is something where 7 police officers certainly need to go harass that individual. Because the rich people can't be offended by seeing some homeless vagabond. And in the police officer's own words,
okay, it is uncommon for this area.
So if what's common for that very rich area is a lot of very rich people, and someone not as affluent shows up, that's uncommon. And that justifies an armed response of 7 cops. But they definitely judged this book by its cover. What they weren't expecting was someone with more knowledge of the law than them. Let's jump into the video. Now before we get into the video, let me give you a little bit of context. This man's sign says praying for a blessing. He's not asking people for money. He doesn't have a collection cup. The only cup he has is filled with his drink. And while he's sitting outside, some crazed rich woman gets in his face and starts threatening him. Because he doesn't certainly raise the property value. And a homeless person in their very rich neck of the woods is not great curb appeal. And a good Samaritan we'll call the Unicorn actually calls the police to report this woman for harassing the homeless guy. He eventually pulls out his phone and starts filming. But the police officer's story is very different than from what actually happened. And that's what makes this video such a bizarre twist. The cops are actually there to shame this guy. Because like I said before, being homeless in their nice area, it's just a bad look.
Officer Alvarez.
Yes, go ahead, man. What's up?
So it's a First Amendment protected freedom of speech right. I'm on public property.
That's correct. Yes, you are.
Okay, so the only reason that there was an issue, I've been doing this for weeks, and none of the Westfield police had any problem with me.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were saying the issue with me.
No.
The only issue with that individual was, I mean, she didn't cross the road. She was standing there pointing her phone at me. 3 or 4 people called it out.
Now, I don't want you guys to take what he just said the wrong way. He didn't have an issue with the woman filming him. In fact, as you'll see in the video, he's very well versed in the law. What he was referring to is how this woman was making a mockery out of his current life situation. She wasn't using her camera to take pictures. She was using her camera to shame him. So the whole city could band together and kick out this homeless guy.
And she's still pointing her phone at me.
Nobody called, nothing else.
And she told you that they were revving her trucks, yelling at her and saying, leave the guy alone. I have a freedom of speech right to be here.
Right. So the issue is that we got people complaining, saying that you're over here. Are you asking for money at any moment? I see your sign. I see what it says. But are you asking for any money?
It says praying for a blessing.
I got you.
So I'm not going to have a word debate with you, sir.
No, I'm just asking you a question. That's all. I just want to know. Did you
I'm going to apply my Fifth Amendment rights, and I don't have to answer that question.
I mean, if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. It's just a simple question. I just wanted to know what's going on. So
what's going on is that woman was standing over me with a camera over top of my head, and 3 or 4 people yelled at her for doing that.
Right.
I turned around and said, why are you pointing your camera at me? She said, I'm not pointing my camera at you. I said, it's literally pointed at me.
Okay.
And three or four people
it
yelled.
It wasn't her that called. It was somebody that drove by. So out of her stories, that's brand new for us when we came out here. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing here and everything, just so I can.
I'm using my First Amendment freedom of speech right, and I'm using my Christian religious liberties to sit here and enjoy my public space.
Okay. But at any point, you didn't ask anybody for money.
Sir, I don't know why you're asking me that question. What I do have here is I have from Prevail.
Hmm?
So I'm a victim of domestic abuse.
Okay.
And the judge said, go out here and do what you're doing because this is the best way to get you out of that domestic abuse situation.
I got you. Hey, man, what's your name? First name?
I'm not going to give you my name because I haven't committed a crime.
So it's clear that things aren't going as smoothly as the Westfield cops thought that they would. They thought they were going to show up and hustle this vagabond right out of town. But 3 minutes into the video, he's already invoked his First, his Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights.
Okay, look, I'm just trying to say I can address you, okay? So say your name is Mike. Hey, Mike, the reason we're out here, someone driving by called, said you were panhandling, right? So panhandling to us is, okay, someone is asking for money, flying a sign asking for money. If you were not doing any of that, cool. If that's your sign and you're praying for a blessing, whatever the sign says, you're not asking for money. All that is cool.
Cool. So the sign doesn't say that he's asking for money whatsoever. He's not asking for money. We've figured out there's no crime here. So the cops should be leaving this guy alone, right? Probably not, but
this is uncommon for this area.
Uncommon for this area. What does that mean? It means this guy hasn't broken any laws, he's not asking anyone for money, and these cops should be on their way. But a poor guy in a rich neighborhood is not common for that area, so they're not going to be on their way. They need to see if they can profile him, poke and prod him just a little bit more.
And if one person called, we're going to get 20...
Believe it or not, Officer Woods, this is actually protected under common law. Listen, so it's not uncommon.
Okay. It is uncommon for this area to have...
The First Amendment is protected under common law, sir.
That is not a debate.
That is a fact. It's not a debate.
I know. I 100% agree with you.
So why are you harassing me when she was the one that they called about?
We are having a conversation.
I'm not having a conversation. Okay. You're intimidating me right now.
Well, I'm sorry about you.
Listen, some of you folks are probably thinking to yourself, well, the cops are being kind of nice. They showed up because maybe he was panhandling. There are multiple police officers present. Not just one, but several. Their combined training and relative experience has showed them that there's no reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime has taken place, is in the commission of taking place, or is about to take place. No felony, misdemeanor, or ordinance violation. Bad people can be polite. They're literally trying to intimidate this man to make him leave a public place because they consider him undesirable and less than human. To me, that is the definition of evil. You don't look good enough to be around here. You don't smell good enough to be around here. Your kind is not welcome here. This is not usual for this area. So find another area. Go somewhere else. In fact, a police officer went viral about 3 months ago when he put a homeless person in the back of his cruiser, drove him to another town, dropped him off there, and said, "You can be their problem."
Thursday morning, a Burbank police car pulls up in front of Los Angeles City Council President Paul Krikorian's district office on Lankershim in North Hollywood. Inside the car, according to Krikorian, a man experiencing homelessness. You see two officers get out of the car, take the barefoot man out, remove his handcuffs, and then leave him in visible pain on the sidewalk of a different city.
Some of our surrounding cities and jurisdictions who don't spend their resources on providing services, who don't build shelters for their unhoused residents, who don't invest in permanent supportive housing, who don't do the basic human things necessary to address homelessness, are instead pushing their unhoused population into the city of Los Angeles.
That is a problem.
Like I said, the reason we were out here, someone called, said you were panhandling. If you weren't panhandling, that is cool. That's fine, but if someone calls again, we want to be able to say, hey, we talked to so and so.
You talk to the guy sitting on the street who has long hair. Everybody knows me. I get along with people just fine.
So
That's awesome.
the thing he's trying to say is the reason why I was asking you if you're asking for money, that you're not allowed to do that.
This is a perfect example of cops saying, do what I say, not what I do. It's interesting a police officer would be telling a person that it's illegal to ask for money. Because I think we've all gotten these calls.
Hello, this is Lenny.
Injured, retired, and elderly FOP members, as well as create and maintain a state memorial for officers tragically killed in the line of duty. Now, sir, when you receive your pledge kit, can the Pennsylvania Fraternal Order of Police Foundation count on you for a fully tax-deductible donation?
The reason why I was asking you if you're asking for money, that you're not allowed to do that.
Sorry, I can barely hear you there.
The reason why I was asking you if you're asking for money, that you're not allowed to do that.
Oh, I was just saying, the goal of the drive is to help provide assistance to families and local lodges when FOP members are killed in the line of duty, assist injured, retired, and elderly FOP members, as well as create and maintain a state memorial for officers tragically killed in the line of duty. Now, sir, when you receive your pledge kit, can the Pennsylvania Fraternal Order of Police Foundation count on you for a fully tax-deductible donation?
Yes.
Okay, well, we have some different amounts. The two top spots for the drive are the gold sponsor at $55 and the silver at $45. Which one's comfortable for you?
Now this guy's not even asking for money, and I'm assuming if he got it, maybe he'd get a couple bucks here or a couple bucks there. He's certainly not getting 45 and 55 bucks a pop like these cops are. But one thing's pretty clear. They can ask for money, but you, no chance.
As long as you don't do that, you can do what you want to do about your sign and the prayers and everything. That's totally fine. That's why I'm asking you directly that question. Because if you say you're not asking for money, we can leave you your own. You can do your thing. And when someone calls and complains, be like, hey, he's not asking for money. He's out here with the sign.
They didn't call and complain about any of that. They called and complained about some lady screaming in my face.
No, they said a male with gray shirt, which is you. They never said the female. That's
well, it's a cutoff gray shirt. Did they include that part?
No. So,
okay,
I mean,
so that you just perjured yourself.
I just perjured myself.
You did.
Said it could be her. She's a female. So if I get a male gray shirt, that's going to be her?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, you see, there's only two people
You
here.
said that it was a male with a gray shirt, but
Correct.
It's not a shirt. It's a cutoff shirt.
Okay, a t-shirt is a t-shirt, all right?
No, it's not a t-shirt.
Yes.
This is not a t-shirt,
So I'm telling you right now, if you ask for money, we will kick you out of the premises. You can't ask for money here.
It's not a premises, it's public property.
You cannot ask for money in anywhere, shape, or
Sir,
form.
you best do your best and just leave me alone because this is intimidation and this is
what
police
I'm telling you is if you ask
harassment.
For money, we will kick
this
you
is
out.
harassment, sir.
Okay? If you ask for money, you will be kicked out.
Sir, this is harassment. You can't kick me off of public property.
Yes, I can.
No, you
it's
can't.
Westfield city policy. It's a city policy that they said you cannot be asking for money in any corners in Westfield.
I mean, why are these cops even still here? They've determined he's not asking for money. So why go on an 8-minute tirade about how if he does ask for money, they're going to come back and kick him out? They look stupid, and that's because they were unprepared. They thought as soon as they showed up and they told this guy to leave, because he was affecting the property value, that he'd be up and out of here. But they didn't count on him being educated, because if you're homeless or you're going through life struggles, you certainly can't have an education. And you certainly can never be smarter than a cop. But they're still there talking about how they can impose their perceived authority for something he didn't do and for something he's not going to do. This is like the Indiana Minority Report. If you're poor and you commit a crime, we'll know it before you actually do it. And maybe we'll drop you off in LA like that other guy.
Okay, well, if that's what you're stating, I'm talking to him right now. Have a little respect. If that's what you're stating, sir, then I would be more than happy to contact your superior officer. I'd be more than happy to talk to the judge who sent me here, who said this is part of my relief, and I'd be more than happy to take you into court.
So you're saying if the judge tells you that what I'm saying is true, you would leave?
No, I'm saying that if what you're saying is untrue, you, sir, lose qualified immunity.
Okay.
So you are opening yourself to a civil suit.
Okay.
So you
I know I'm correct.
Just leave me
so
alone.
That's fine.
Just leave me alone, sir.
Like I said, sir, if you ask for money again,
I'm asking you to leave me alone.
Do you understand that?
I'm not understanding anything you're saying. I'm asking you to leave me alone because you're in my face.
No crime has been committed. No crime is afoot. And it doesn't look like this guy has any intention whatsoever of committing any crimes. At this point, all the cops are doing is harassing him. They have no reason to even be there. In fact, according to Indiana state statute, Indiana code defines harassment as conduct that is targeted at someone and causes them emotional distress. This includes repeated or continuing impermissible contact, such as following or pursuing the victim, communicating with the victim in person in writing, by telephone, by telegraph, or through electronic means. This conduct is certainly targeted at this individual. It's noticeably causing him emotional distress, and it is both continuing and impermissible. He doesn't want it. They're pursuing the victim, and they're communicating with the victim in person. Everything that these cops are doing literally defines Indiana's statute for harassment, but I don't see them arresting each other.
It's the whole area.
This is a lot of intimidation, and quite frankly, you're opening yourself to criminal charges. What you're doing right now is criminal.
No.
Yes, it is.
Do you know what intimidation is?
Yes, I do. Two
what is
people standing over me that have weapons and are telling me what I'm doing is illegal when it's not. I'm on public property.
Weapons are not out. My hands are in my pocket.
There's also, as you know, the Second Amendment, where people could bear arms. Just by the fact that someone has a holstered weapon and they're talking with you does not constitute intimidation.
When someone says that you do not want to talk to them, they have the right to be safe in their personal Fourth Amendment protections. I don't want to talk to either one of you.
Okay. Well, if I were you, I would also do some reading up, because the Fourth Amendment covers searches and seizures. You're not detained. You're not being seized. We're not
Yet you're not leaving though. You're harassing me.
Like you said,
that's harassment.
Like you said, this is also a public place. We could stand here until our shift is over. Just the same as you can sit here.
Mr. Woods, you can argue that all you want. And I'm telling you, you work for a private company, and you're not going to tell me that you're going to enforce public policy when I'm a private citizen on a public property.
The city of Westfield is public.
My point.
So what I'm saying is we work for the government. The city of Westfield,
I get that. I get that. That's federal law. This is civil law.
The city of Westfield is local. It's the state of Indiana. It has nothing to do with federal law.
So you've committed perjury. It's just best for you to quit talking. I'm not a lawyer, but I am pretty good at the law. And you've committed perjury 4 times. And you're intimidating me. You're harassing me.
Well, I would encourage you to read the Indiana Criminal Code on.
I would encourage you to read the Constitution, sir.
Also on perjury, but once we try and get in touch with the person who called, and they confirm there was no panhandling going on or anything like that, we will get out of here.
I have the right to face my accuser, sir, and right now you're my accuser. So I will take you to civil court, and I will take you to criminal court.
That's
so it's
fine.
best that you step back.
That's fine. You go ahead and do that. We will continue doing what we're doing for the time being. You go ahead and do that, all right?
Well, then I will.
Okay. So I'm going to assume it was just a passing by, but as long as that's confirmed, I say we're good.
Make sure I save this for the record, you know.
I know you didn't tell us your name, but we're going to head out of here.
Yeah, it's probably for your best interest, and not mine.
If you do ask for money, we will come back and we'll take you off the list.
You're going to kick me out.
Don't ask for money.
Alvarez, it's freedom of speech, sir.
So the cops left, and they certainly left unhappy. That homeless guy is still dirtying their very nice city street. And this video certainly begs the question, Why are police always telling me that I can't do something that they do regularly? Why do they pull me over because the inspection sticker on my car is expired while their current vehicle has an expired inspection sticker? Why do they not use their turn signals but still pull me over for not using my turn signal? Why will they harass other people but then go arrest someone else for harassment? Do what I say, not as I do. And this is a real problem in America. Capitalism is a real thing, and if someone's down on their luck, they should be able to do whatever they can in the American way to build themselves back up, both emotionally and financially. Not in these cops' neck of the woods, but they're probably leaving that poor homeless guy that's just trying to get through the night so they can go back and make some cold calls to try and solicit donations so they can be better armed when they harass the next person who's not asking for donations. Homelessness is a very real problem in America, and some of you might not be aware of my background, but for a long time I myself was homeless. You go through most of the day feeling invisible, and it's a very weird state to be in. People walk right by you, but they don't see you. They walk past you. They don't even notice that you're there. You're more of like a fixture, like a fire hydrant. You're within their eye line, but they never realize that you're even there. It takes a lot to be able to surpass that mental mindset and get yourself into a place where you feel worthy and not worthless, when you feel like you have something to add to society, when you can even consider yourself part of society. And to have police officers knock you down simply because you don't fit in with the rest of the rich neighborhood, well, that's just plain wrong. And we can all see it for what it is. This video hasn't been edited. I didn't remove anything from his video. You can go to his channel and watch his. In fact, I implore you, his original channel link and video link is in the description of this video. There's nothing he did to make the cops look bad. There's nothing that I did to make the cops look worse. It simply is what it is. And that's the nation that we live in today. And if I could leave you with any worthy piece of advice after this video, donating money to this guy is a much more worthy cause than donating money to the cops. And that's the reason I stopped you today.